What are you gonna do next?
We are live now.
Yeah. What are you gonna do next? On Facebook. Why is this in here? Hi guys. Welcome to the live. I'm your admin.
Okay, hi everyone. Alright, welcome back to the live session. We are doing 50 grammar and vocabulary questions now. Okay, hello. Hello everyone. Hello Bob and Tim. Hi Chloe, welcome back. Okay, hello. Thank you for joining the live. Right now we are doing 50 grammar and vocabulary questions. Okay, so how do we get to this ebook, right? It's very simple. So you can just head to our main TikTok page over here. Okay, as you can see, this is our main TikTok page, and you can click on this link in our bio over here, which will direct you to our link tree. Okay, just scroll down a little bit and you can see that we have our ebook store button over here. Click on the ebook store and scroll down. You will be able to see all our products, right, that are newly released this year as well. So this is our most bestseller, our top selling product of the year, which is 1200 PSLE grammar and vocabulary questions. So if you click on this over here and then you scroll down, you are able to see that we have a lot of different practices from 1 to 40 for you to drill your grammar and vocabulary every single day, right? So this will be very helpful for those of you who are looking for resources to self-study for PSLE, as well as those who want to practice more on specific topics and sections of your paper too. Hello the dice, wow, we are back. Okay, yes, now we are doing grammar and vocabulary questions. Okay, so we are doing this ebook right now. Okay, so for those of you who are new here, right, this is actually our best-selling 1200 PSLE grammar and vocabulary practice, right? It consists of 1200 questions in the booklet over here, right? So if you are thinking 1200, how am I supposed to complete so many questions when PSLE is only just 4 months away, right? Don't worry. Okay, so 1200 questions is actually very manageable, especially if you do just 10 questions a day, right? It just takes 120 days, which is 4 months, right? So 10 questions a day by PSLE, you are able to complete all the practice questions already, right? If you want to increase your productivity, you can do more than 10 questions a day, right? So this is how you plan and manage your revision schedule. Okay, so let's go to the questions over here. Okay, question number 1, we are doing grammar right now. Alright, grammar MCQ. So for this worksheet over here, this ebook, right, it consists of grammar MCQ, grammar close, vocab MCQ, as well as vocabulary close as well. So for those of you who are interested in purchasing this ebook, head to our link in bio, right? Just click on the ebook store and you're good to go. So the dice says that question number 1 is option 4. Okay, Janine blank wallet had been stolen, is reporting to her teacher. Yes, okay, question number 1 answer is whose wallet had been stolen. Okay, so the wallet belongs to Janine. Okay, moving on to question number 2. Same one as the synthesis earlier on. Yes, question 1 starts with whose, right? Question number 2, you will be able to do well in the mathematics test if you have a good grasp blank the concepts taught. Okay, good grasp blank the concepts taught. 3, good grasp of the concepts taught. Very good, the dice. right? Even though this is a PSLE revision booklet, right? Even P4s are able to do this as well. Okay, question number 3. Everyone is required to evacuate the school immediately, blank, a fire break out. Okay, what would the answer be for this question over here? Right, question number 3. Okay, blank, a fire break out. Right, everyone is required to evacuate the school immediately, blank, a fire break out. I have no idea. Okay, so might, could, would, and should, right? So we are looking at a word that can replace the word if. Okay, we are actually looking at a word that can replace the word if. So the dice, if you're unsure, right, you have to try to fit in each of these words into the sentence and see if it sounds correct to you. Sometimes it feels that, oh, when I insert the option and this feels like the most appropriate answer to you, right, that is how you actually try to do these questions during the exams as well. Okay, however, I'll still give you the explanation. So is it might a fire break out, could a fire break out, would a fire break out, or should? Okay, should, yes. So the correct answer is option number 4. Okay, should is a more formal way of saying if. Question number 4. The deadline for the submission is 3 days away. There isn't blank time to complete our project. Mabel reminded her classmates. Okay, there isn't blank time to complete our project. So 3 days away means that deadline is very near. Okay, so what would the answer be? There isn't blank time. Time is uncountable. Okay, for those of you who want to argue that time is countable, the countable ones are hours and minutes. Okay, so what would the answer be? The answer is much time. Very good. Okay, so many is for countable, some is for countable. So only much and little. Okay, hi Trina, thank you for the follow. For those of you who are new here, right, welcome to our live session. We are doing 50 grammar and vocabulary practice from our 1200 ebook. Okay, so let's go on to the next question over here. This is my third. Your third? Okay, thank you Nick for the follow as well. This is your third live session. I see. Okay. Which means that you are almost getting the hang of the questions, right? After practicing for 3 times. Okay, question number 5. Mrs. Teng asked her students to help her blank the stack of worksheets back to their classroom. Okay, to help her blank the stacks of worksheet. So, for this question over here, is it to help her carry, carries, carried, or carrying? One. Yes, we use carry because of the word to, right? So this is in base form, which is why carry is also in its base form. Okay, so let's go on to question number 6. Pointing to the apples next to him, Mr. Raj remarked, blank type of apples is the sweetest. Next to him implies that it's very near. Okay, type of apples, right? We are only looking at this type, so this is singular. Okay, so is it these or is it that? Is it this? Okay, so 1, 3, 2. What are the answers? What is the correct answer for this question? Right, we are looking at the type only, and it is near. So if it's near, we can eliminate the far words, right? So that and those are referring to the things that are further away from him. However, Mr. Raj is very near the apples. The apples are just right next to him. So when he points to them, it will be this type of apples. Why is it in singular form? Because type is only one type I'm referring to, right? This type of red apples. Okay, so we are only looking at type. However, if there is no type over here, these apples will then be correct. Okay, if there is no type of, then option 3 will be the correct answer. But because this is a tricky question, right, option number 1 is the correct answer. Yes. Okay, so let's go on to question number 7. Neither Nora nor her sisters plan going to the birthday party next week. Okay, this is the second subject we are looking at, her sisters. Okay, so second subject, right, sisters, this is plural. Okay, we know it's plural. Next week is present tense. Okay, so what would the answer be? Plural and present tense, right? We can eliminate the past tense, so it's down to 1 or 2. Yes, the dice. Neither is also from the synthesis. Okay, are going to the birthday party next week. Okay, because it's plural. So Nick, take note of this, right? Her sisters is two people, right? So this is plural form. We do not need to look at Nora. Okay, question number 8. The librarian instructed us to behave blank when she went to the restroom for a short while. Okay, behave blank. Okay, so the keyword over here is us. Two. Yes, okay, behaving ourselves when she went to the restroom. It cannot be asked us to behave herself, right? Because this is pointing to the wrong pronoun already. The next question is 4. Okay, our debate team have qualified for the next round of the competition. This is in the positive form. So we know that we have to look for the negative one over here. So we can cross out 1 and 2, right? So is it hasn't or haven't? Okay, next one is 4, which means that your answer is option number 4, haven't. Right, this is a question type called question tag. So for question tag questions, we look at the words that they give us in a question and we find the corresponding ones in the opposite form. Question number 10, blank, we take action now. We will suffer from the effects of climate change. Okay, blank, we take action now. Three from synthesis, yes, it is. Synthesis and grammar is actually very interlinked, as well as some of the rules are actually applied right throughout the paper. Okay, so blank, we take action now. Three, unless we take action now. Yes. Okay, so once again, unless can be replaced by if we don't, right? So if we don't take action now, so we ignore this we, right? So unless we take action now, right? So unless replace with if we don't, then we will suffer from the effects of climate change. So this is how we do the question when there is a word unless. Okay, now we are at grammar close. What is mpox? Mpox is supposedly a less contagious cousin of smallpox with generally milder symptoms. Blank, it can still be deadly. Okay, we see this comma over here. Alright, so what would the answer be? Because we are looking for a slight contrast in the question over here. So we need to use a connector that shows, yes, however, right, H, however. The disease was discovered in 1958, blank the Statens Serum Institute, Copenhagen, where it was spreading among monkeys kept for research. Okay, so this is a place, right? Please take note that this is a place. So if it's at a place, right, it cannot be during this place. Okay, the dice, it cannot be during the place. It has to be blank the place. Okay, we use the preposition. Okay, try again the dice. Yes, okay, at the Statens Serum Institute. Okay, the answer is at. The term was eventually changed to mpox, blank the global outbreak in 2022. Okay, blank the global outbreak. Question 13. Yes, during. Very good. On the roll. Yes. Okay, because this global outbreak happened for a period of time. Now a new deadlier strain of mpox virus originating from Congo in 2023 looms blank Southeast Asia. Okay, when it looms something, right, it's like this arrow over here. Looming something Southeast Asia. Okay, looms blank Southeast Asia. J, in South, no, not really, the dice, right? Take note that looming, usually clouds, right, loom blank the city, right? Dark clouds loom blank the city. Do they loom in the city or they loom blank the city? Yes, very good. So loom over Southeast Asia. Thus, travelers should take precaution blank traveling overseas to safeguard their health. Okay, take precaution blank traveling overseas. When, yes, P, when. Blank the blank though the exact source of mpox is unknown. Okay, something though, right? We know that this is a phrase that always comes together. Something though. Hey, hi Sharon. Welcome to the live. Even though, yes, even though is correct. Okay, even though the exact source of mpox is unknown, rodents are suspected of playing blank part in the transmission. Rodents are suspected of playing blank part in the transmission. Yes, okay. Playing a part. Okay, you play a part in this, right? Playing a part. Travelers should avoid eating bushmeat and other raw food. Mpox spreads mainly blank getting into physical contact with infected people or animals. Okay, mainly blank getting into physical contact with infected people or animals. Okay, getting, mainly by getting or mainly for getting. Yes, okay, Shine. It is by. Very good, the dice. Okay, mainly by getting into physical contact with infected people or animals. Travelers should practice good hygiene and wash their hands or use the hand sanitizer, blank the absence. Okay, usually we would say that doing something blank the absence of something. So what would the answer for this be? It's okay, Cheyenne. Yes, I saw your answer. Right, D is correct. Question 19, right? Blank the absence of washing facilities. Q, where the absence of washing facilities. Are you sure? The dice. Okay, I see the question mark, which means that you are pretty unsure with the question, right? So, hand sanitizer, blank the absence. Okay, usually when we say that is blank the absence of somebody or blank the absence of something, right? We would use this preposition that comes before these two words. Okay, any idea? Any idea what the answer will be? Right, blank the absence. Okay, blank the absence of something or somebody. Okay, how about Cheyenne? Cheyenne, do you want to try? Okay, so for those of you who are new here, we are doing the 1200 grammar and vocabulary questions, right? And yes, the dice J is the correct answer instead. So in the absence of washing facilities, okay, in the absence. Blank signs of mpox include fever, rash, and other flu-like symptoms. Okay, so blank signs of mpox infection. We are referring to blank signs, right? M, yes, okay. The signs of mpox infection. So the refers to the specific thing that we are pointing or looking at. Okay, so the versus is very important to know the difference between two of these. Okay, the boy, we are looking at the specific boy that is very tall. However, if I say a boy, right, a boy is any boy in general, right? A boy was seen at the shopping mall versus the boy was seen at the shopping mall. Okay, there is actually a difference in these two sentences between a and the. So remember to know the difference between these two when you are doing your grammar as well. Question 21. The king blanked the knight's request to marry the princess. Okay, now we are at vocabulary. Granted, yes, okay, because it's the knight's request, right? So granting a request is the correct answer. Okay, yes, Cheyenne 2 is correct. Okay, so it's granted the knight's request. Question 22. Emerging as the champion of the race was a piece of cake for Eliza, as her blank were not as skillful as she was. Okay, as her blank was not as skillful as she was. So question 22, what would the answer be? Okay, yes, okay, her opponents. Okay, so her opponents, right? This means that they are going against Lisa, which is why she was able to emerge as champion for the race. However, if it's her participants, it will be that the event was hosted by her itself, right? They participated in her event, which is wrong. So the correct answer can only be option number 3. Next question 23. The Straits Times reported that 2 restaurants had their food licenses blank for failing to meet hygiene requirements. Licenses, right? Okay, you revoke the license, which means to take away, right? Because they failed to meet the hygiene requirements. Okay, we cannot revamp, restore, nor revive the license because these do not fit in the correct context in this sentence over here. So you cannot restore your food license because you broke a rule, right? That doesn't make sense. Okay, so let's go on to question 24. The saleswoman eyed the suspicious-looking man blank as he made his way around the store. Okay, 1, 2. So is it 1 or is it 2 for question 24? Is it warily or is it swiftly? Swiftly. Okay, Stingray also says that it's 1. Yes, okay, the correct answer for this question over here is actually option number 1. Why is it option number 1? Why is it warily? Okay, warily means that she's being very cautious and careful as she was looking at the person going out of the store. However, yes, suspicious, right? Suspiciously, right? Warily means carefully. However, if you say swiftly, it means that she quickly took an eye, quickly eyed the suspicious movement, which is a little um out of context, right? Doesn't fit very well in the sentence. So based on what action she is doing, we are looking at the most suitable descriptive word to use over here in the blank. Okay, question 25. Lily was in tears because she had been blanked by the coach in front of her gymnastics team. Okay, by the coach in front of the gymnastics team. So we are looking at phrasal verbs over here. Okay, so what would each of these words represent, right? So put up actually means to tolerate. Okay, put off means to postpone. Put away means to keep something. Let's put away the toys now. And put down means to criticize or treat poorly. Okay, yes, so the correct phrase will be put down, right? She had been put down by the coach because the coach criticized her strictly and she was in tears. Yes, Cheyenne, so the correct answer is option number 4. Okay, so for those of you who are interested, this is our 1200 grammar and vocabulary booklet. Right, this is an ebook that you can find in our shop, link in bio. You just have to hit our main TikTok page over here, click on our link in our bio, and it will direct you to this page over here. Once you see this page, right, you can click on the ebook store button and you will be directed to our Podia, which is our ebook store. So once you have opened the page, okay, let me try opening the page now. It's not opening. Yes, we are currently doing this ebook right here, 1200 PSLE grammar and vocabulary questions. Right, if you actually encounter any questions when you are doing the practices and you don't know where to look for help, right, you can feel free to pop by my live session and drop your question in the comments below, or maybe tag the question number and I will actually answer your questions. What's the number on top for? Oh, the number, our WhatsApp number on top is actually for any enquiries, right, the dice? So if you feel that you want to join our Writers at Work tuition classes, feel free to WhatsApp the number to ask for more details, right? So currently we also have a June holiday program coming up, right? It's for all P1 to P6 students, and this June holiday program is available for sign-ups now. So if you're interested, right, you can WhatsApp the number on top. Your parents won't even allow. Oh no. Okay. Right, but it's still okay for you to purchase the ebook to practice on your own, right? Because this is a good resource for self-studying as well. So don't worry about it. You can still join our live session to listen in and learn together. Oh, the parents say that the book is too expensive. Yes, definitely. So let's go on to the next question, right? The dice, if it is too difficult for a P4 student to do so many, you are able to try to get a trend of patterns of question that you are unsure of, and you identify it in the practices that you do. From there on, you are able to spot your mistakes and you can actually refine from there. Yes, like how you manage to see the similarity in synthesis and transformation questions along with our grammar and vocabulary questions, right? It's actually a very good job in finding the similarities and spotting how these actually are linked together. You may as well skip P5 English. Oh, the dice. This is for P5 and P6 students, right? P5 English is also very important for you to bridge the gap between P4 and P6. Okay, so you can't really say that you have to skip P5 English because you get to learn a lot of new things in P5 as well. You did P5 on another live, I see. Then it's very easy for you. A grader, I see. So how do you think that P6 worksheet is for you? Medium, I see. So it's not difficult, but it's not too easy as well. It means that you're on the right track, right, for your revision. Okay, I'm glad to see that you are very interested in learning English as well. Okay, Lucas woke up to the sound of his mother's voice. It's time to get ready, his mother reminded him tenderly. That day was a significant one for Lucas. He was about to get him his first COVID-19 vaccination. I love the TikTok lives. Wow, Cheyenne, thank you for joining our TikTok lives as well. We are very happy to have you here too. Hey, his mother reminded him tenderly. That day was a significant one for Lucas. He was about to get his first COVID-19 vaccination. Cannot see the options. Okay, I will scroll down in a moment. Okay, so we are looking at this passage. We have to find a synonyms for these words that are bolded and underlined. Okay, let me circle all of them. So there are 5 questions here. Let's look at the first one. So his mother reminded him tenderly. Tenderly, maybe 2. Politely. Is it 2? Is it option number 2? Or is it option number 1? Tenderly. Right, if you ever heard of the word tender chicken, right, why is it tender? It means that it's very soft, it's very smooth, right? That's why it's tender. So soft and smooth, right, it means that it's very gentle. So her mother reminded gently. Yes, okay, so the correct answer is option number 1. Okay, next. That day was a significant one. strongly know Tender Best fried chicken. Yes, right, Tender Best. Why is it called Tender Best? Because they want to say that their chicken is the most tender and the best, right? Which is why they would name themselves Tender Best fried chicken. Okay, question 27, significant. Okay, so we are looking at the word significant over here. What would the answer be? 3. Nick also says it's 3. A major day. Are you sure it's a major day? Right, being major means that it's a very big. Okay, yes, significant does represent that it may be major. However, this significant would mean more of an important day for him. Okay, because he was going to be vaccinated. So which of these represent important better? Is it major or is it crucial? Noble. Cheyenne says 2. Noble day. Okay, the dice actually option 4 is correct. Okay, so crucial day, it means that it's a very important, very crucial event for him because taking an injection was a very big thing for him to overcome. Okay, so the correct answer is option number 4. Okay, but major, even though it has similar meanings to significant, it cannot represent it being as important compared to crucial. Okay, moving on to question 28. The anxiety he was feeling all week surfaced again. He looked around and saw that most kids were either engrossed. Right, so surfaced again. Okay, surfaced again. 3. Unfolded. Surface again means that it came back, right? Because again, it means that it happened before and now it's happening again, right? So it came back up. The anxiety that he felt, right, came back up. Yes, so return would be the more appropriate answer for question 28. Okay, question 29. Let's go on to question 29. Most kids were either engrossed in their phones or conversation with their parents. Engrossed. Okay, when you're very engrossed in a book or a story, you tend to forget what is happening or going on in the surroundings. Okay, interested. Is it interested? Very interested in it. Being very engrossed and being very interested has two different meanings. Okay, Cheyenne says it's 4. Dice also says it's 4. So being engrossed in a book, I can say that I am very engrossed in this book, but being very interested in the book, it means that I may not have read it yet, but I'm very interested to read the book. Okay, so you have to take note that interested and engrossed have slightly different meanings as well. Yes, Cheyenne. So the correct answer is actually being absorbed in the book. Okay, being absorbed in the book, which is why the answer is option number 2. Okay, question 30. Not me filling all these questions. The dice, definitely vocabulary will be more difficult and challenging. Okay, so Lucas took a deep breath. He walked reluctantly. Okay, Hanj says 2. Okay, trudged. How about the rest of you? How about the dice and Cheyenne? Yeah, 2. So everyone agrees that the answer for question 30 is 2. Yes. Okay, trudging means to drag your feet. Okay, so that means to trudge. Okay, hi everyone. To those who are new here, welcome to our live session, and we are doing 50 grammar and vocabulary questions for now. Right, it's part of our 1200 grammar and vocabulary questions ebook. So if you are interested, feel free to comment down below or let me know if you have any questions. Or you can WhatsApp our number at the top of the screen if you are interested to join our tuition programs. Strolling is slowly walk, march is like in the army, action and storm is like walk, but make it very loud. Yes, that is very good explanations. It means that you know all the meanings of these options in the previous question very well. Okay, good job. Question 22. Ravi is good in mathematics. There are blank questions that he cannot solve. Okay, he is good in mathematics. Okay, so questions that he cannot solve. Yes, okay, so questions is countable. Okay, so for countable, we choose few, right? We can cross out little and much because these are for uncountable nouns. And why will we choose few questions? Because he's good in mathematics means that he can solve almost all questions, right? So this is slightly tricky if you didn't notice that he cannot solve the questions. Question number 2, do look for me, blank, you need any help. Okay, if. Okay, yes, very good. Both of you got the answer correct. Should you need any help? It was like the one just now. Yes, the dice, that's correct. Okay, so every single time you see a question that is supposed to be an if in the blank, however, there is only these four options, you would know which answer to choose. Okay, question 3. Blank, they had tried hard. They still failed to qualify for the next stage. Although they had tried hard, okay. Any more answers? Okay, so the answer is, okay, I see many option number 4. Yes, although they had tried hard, right? Although. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in what less means for fear that. Okay, so for fear that something happens. Okay, so if you want to replace less, you replace it with for fear that. Okay, circle this. Yes. Okay, so that's the correct answer, option number 4. Although they had tried hard, they still failed to qualify for the next stage. Question number 4. Mrs. Tan gave out our examination papers during her science lesson blank she. Okay, gave out, this is positive. This is negative, right? So we cannot use option 1 nor option 3 because we are looking at the negative for the blank. So is it 2 or 4? Didn't she? Yes, that's correct. Okay, because she did give out, right? She did give out. Didn't she? Okay, number 5. I saw Saleh blank the parcel in the drawer of the cabinet yesterday. Okay, why is it option number 1? Do you have any idea why the answer is option 1? Okay, any idea why the answer is option number 1? because it sounds correct. Verb of precipitation. Oh, wow. Okay, so yes, this is a verb noun verb, right? So it means that when you see the word saw, it's part of our 5 senses. For the P6 students especially, please take note when you see any of the 5 senses word, you need to take note that usually it comes in a base form or a gerund, right? So yes, 5 senses, Cheyenne, you remember, very good. So what are the 5 senses? We list it out very quickly again. See, hear, touch, smell, and taste. Okay, so for this case, see can also be noticed, saw, I realized, or not realized, notice, or maybe, okay, yeah, I just leave these 2 examples because they are more commonly seen. So notice is also a type of 5 senses word that we will use to describe seeing something. Okay, question number 6. Look. I look at him place the... Okay. Look is a little different from a word of perception. Oh, Hunch was trying to say a verb of perception. I see. Okay, yes. So look is actually slightly different because looking at something is different from you noticing or seeing something happen. Okay, look feels more like a glance or a glimpse, right? Look at that place. Climate change will cause Earth's temperature to keep rising, therefore we need to start caring blank the environment. Okay, very good. All of you know the word for the environment. 6 and 7 answer is 4. Okay, what is question 7? The voice in the song recordings blank believed to be that of junior superstar Jeff, but it has since been proven wrong. Okay, so since then it has been proven wrong. So this will be in past tense. Okay, because it blank believe, right? Past tense. And the voice, okay, we are referring to one voice. Okay, one voice. Okay, so Cheyenne is correct in this question. The answer will be was believed. Question 8. Faisal blanked his work before he went to sleep. Okay, Faisal blanked his work before he went to sleep. Okay, 2. See a lot of 2's in the answer. Completed before he went to sleep. Question number 8. Okay, question is slightly trickier because he went to sleep over here. Oh no, what's going on with my pen? Okay, went. This is in past tense. So over here we have to use the past perfect tense. Okay, we have to use the past perfect tense for this case. So the correct answer is actually option number 3. Had completed. Okay, had completed. Okay, now we look at the participle form. So having blanked the balloons, the boys started decorating the room for the party. Yes, the answer is blown. Okay, very good. All of you are very fast in your answers. Okay, question 10 is 4. Okay, Shaya is also answering question number 10. So, the siblings blank since 8 p.m. This is a hint, right? Ongoing. Okay, they were exhausted from all the housework. Siblings. This is plural. Okay, so 4 is correct. Have been sleeping since 8 p.m. Okay, moving on to the next part over here, we have grammar clues. Okay, artificial intelligence is a kind of computer program that can think and learn like a person to help solve problems or answer questions. Again, yes, this is a repeating practice, just grammar, vocab, the dice, right? So if you are drilling your skills in grammar and vocab rules, we have to do continuous practice because this will always come out. We did this last time already. Yes, we are actually doing the same set of questions. We are actually doing the same set of questions for the live sessions, right? Because this is the sample questions from the ebook. Okay, so if you have done this already, the dice, you can get all correct for this passage over here, right? So, okay, first question, imagine a classroom blank some bored students. I see G, classroom of some bored students. Okay, there is a better answer for this blank over here. Do you want to try again? P, yes, okay, a classroom is a place. So, where some bored students receive extra practice problems tailored to blank learning gaps. Yes, hand P is correct. K, tailored to their learning gaps. Yes, K is correct. Okay, very good. Thank you, Jenny, for your answer. So, while others dive deeper, blank a topic with a virtual tutor. Okay, while others dive deeper, blank a topic with a virtual tutor. Okay, blank a topic with a virtual tutor. What other word than into? So, E is correct, okay? Into a topic. Into. Okay, for next question, what is your answer for the next question? This is a potential of AI in education. AI can personalize learning by analyzing students' data and adjusting difficulty levels or suggesting resources. This caters blank learning styles. Okay, cater blank learning styles. Cater, this will be a connected phrase that we always use together. Caters to. Okay, N is correct. Very good. Okay, caters to different learning styles. Offering extended support outside blank class hours. outside blank class hours. Yes, okay. Outside of class hours. Okay, outside of something or somewhere. Okay, so outside of the protected period of time, outside of class hours, or outside of a place, right? Learning can also be gamified with AI, making it more engaging, blank, interactive. Yes, genie. Is it pronounced as genie? Or Jean? Or is it Jenny? How should I pronounce your name? Genie. Is it Genie? Second one. Second. Oh no, it's Jen. Is it Jen? Jean? Oh, Jean. Is it Jean? It's just Jean, right? Oh, okay. Hi, Jean. Yes, we do have an admin named Jean as well. So, question 16. B is correct. Okay, the dice B is correct. So Hunch and dice Cheyenne, yes. And interactive. We connect these two words, right? Engaging and interactive. Imagine practicing math blank, a captivating educational game. Okay, imagine practicing math blank, a captivating educational game. Okay, through is correct. Okay, so via a captivating educational game, through a captivating game, right? So learning math through this method is actually very fun. So the answer is M. Okay, so for option D, imagine practicing math for a game, right? That will mean that you are practicing math just to play the game. But no, we are practicing math while learning through the game. Okay, so that is why the answer is M. However, AI is a tool, and just like any tool, its effectiveness depends on the users. Teachers remain crucial guides, responsible blank setting learning goals. Responsible for, yes, D. Responsible for setting learning goals, right? Monitoring progress and fostering social interactions, blank AI cannot replicate. Okay, blank AI cannot replicate. On AI cannot replicate. Fostering social interactions that AI cannot replicate will be a more suitable answer, right? So the correct answer is J. By automating repetitive tasks and providing personalized learning experiences, AI can free up valuable time for teachers to focus blank what they do best. Okay, focus blank what they do best. Yes, focus on. This is a phrase that we always use together, so it's option H, focus on. Okay, all of you did very well for this grammar close, and I hope you are able to apply this into your school papers as well, right? Look at the clues and cross out the words that you have used so that you make sure you don't repeat, because over here there's the instruction, use each word only once, right? So it's actually a reminder. When you cross out the words, you make sure you don't repeat using the same letters over again. You don't have that many words, yes, because this is for P6s. So for P6 students, there will be more words and it will be a little more challenging compared to a P4 paper. Okay, question 21. In spite of the rising cost, the chef refused to blank on the quality of the ingredients he used for his dishes. 3, compensate on the quality. Compensate would mean to be it's like compensating something would mean to pay someone because they had some loss or any damage, right? So let's see compensation. So if someone broke this person's car, let's say that um this man accidentally hit his bike on the man's car and he had to compensate him for the car's damage, right? So he had to pay him some money to compensate for it. Yeah, like pay because he did something bad or accidentally, right? A damage. So it's compromise on the quality. Yes. Okay, compromise on the quality. So what does compromise mean? Okay, it's not a promise, right? Compromise is a different meaning. It means to settle on a disagreement. Okay, so he refused to settle on the quality that he used. Even though the costs are rising, he will still use the expensive ingredients to make his food. So that's how it works. Question 22. Mr. Ma is an extremely blank worker. He will make sure that all the details in his reports are clearly spelled out before submitting it to his manager. What is exuberant? Oh, very good question. Right, so exuberant, does anyone know the meaning? Okay, before I say, do you want to try the dice? Right. Exuberant can be used to describe energy. Okay. So if you go along that line, right, exuberant actually means to be very full of energy and cheerful. Okay, so full of energy and cheerful. Okay, the answer is 1. Extremely carefree worker. Okay, what does carefree mean? Carefree is not careful, okay? Carefree actually means to be a very no worries, no anxiety, and you don't really care about anything, right? So carefree person will mean to be more easygoing and happy, right? Because they don't even worry about anything. So being very carefree doesn't mean that you'll make sure all the reports are clearly spelled out. Meticulous means to be very detailed and careful. Okay, detailed and careful. Okay, so the correct answer is option number 3 instead of carefree. And competitive worker means that you are working and competing, comparing always, right? So if you see someone already done with their task, right, maybe Mr. Ma will quickly go and try to complete his task as well to fit the competition. Should I write it on the paper? The die is sure. If you want to write down notes, right, it will be good for your revision as well. Okay, so you can remember the words of this. So what does carefree mean? Carefree means that you are no worries or trouble. No anxiety or trouble. Okay, competitive would okay, let me give you the correct meaning for competitive to write down as well. Right, so it's more on being like to compare. Competitive nature, competitive sport is related to competition. Okay, so I'll leave question 22 up there. Right, question 23. It is impossible to hear you over this blank chatter here. Let's go somewhere quieter. Okay, chatter means that it's noisy. It keeps on chatting and chatting non-stop. Right, so something chatter. Right, we need to see this non-stop chatter. Okay, so incessant is something that comes out pretty often, right? So it means to be constantly Okay, so usually what questions will come out is that the baby was crying incessantly, they are talking incessantly, I cannot focus, right? These are the questions that they would use this adverb. Okay, so rumbling would be more of your stomach is rumbling, the sound of thunder, right? Animated would mean to be very energetic and lively, right? So someone being very animated means that, oh, they're full of actions, right? Like cartoon. Okay, question 24. John is truly a changed person after the discipline master spoke to him. It is as though he had gone through a complete blank to become someone new. Okay, it's as though he had gone through a complete blank to become someone new. Okay, so what would the answer for this be? Hunch says that it's 1. Overturn, okay. Okay, what does overturn mean? What is metamorphosis? Okay, overturn actually means to it has several meanings, right? So overturning something would mean to turn something over, right? So you flip it upside down, turn something over, right? Or to actually abolish or cancel something. Cancel or reverse a decision. Okay, alteration usually is when you are making changes, edits, amend something. So I have clothing alteration. If the waist is too loose, you alter the clothes, right? You make clothes alteration. So metamorphosis is usually used for um insects as well. However, not insects or amphibian, yes. So there are different types of animals that go through this. So it's like a transformation. Okay, metamorphosis is like a transformation, right? When you say that this butterfly going through a metamorphosis from a caterpillar to a butterfly. Can use for cells. Metamorphosis, let me think. Are we able to use it for cells? I think there are certain terms for it, right? That's probably cellular metamorphosis when it is developing for a cell. So it depends. Okay, maybe if you learn more on science, I think there is a different word for that. Okay, does it mean that, do you find a word to replace this for spreading very quickly? Are you trying to say that, Cheyenne? Okay. Are you trying to find a word that means that, oh, these cells spread really quickly? Cell changes in shape. Oh, that may be metastasis, if I remember correctly. Metastasis. That is a different word. It's not metamorphosis, right? Cells changing in shape. Okay, I might have to search that up, or you might have to help me to research on that as well, right? So cells changing shape. There are different words for it, I guess. There are different words that describes this. So yes, this is the so the correct answer for this question is actually metamorphosis, right? It's a transformation, like how after the discipline master spoke to him, he changed and turned over a new leaf. Okay, moving on to the next question, question 25. Right, and our last question for today. So we will need to stay focused in order to achieve our goals. We should not blank to temptations that distracts us. Okay, so we should not blank to temptations. So these are phrasal verbs. Okay, so phrasal verbs are also very important because they are very commonly tested. So Hunch says that it's one. Okay, question 5. We should not give in to temptations. Yes. Okay, yes, I see that you corrected your answer, Hunch. Yes, all of you are correct. So for this question, the answer is give in to temptations. Okay, so why is it giving in to temptations, right? So it means that you just stop resisting it, right? Giving in means to stop resisting. Hi, Eternal Dreams. Hello. Oh my goodness, it's been a long time since I've seen you, right? How have you been? So giving in means to stop resisting. Okay, so giving up. Got so much school. I see. Yes, definitely, right? Must be busy. Giving up would mean to be let's say you stop trying for something. Okay, so this person gave up before the competition even started. So they didn't even want to try competing anymore because they gave up. Okay, and giving off would mean to emit a smell. Emit smell, light, or heat. So fireflies emit light and glow at night, right? So that's how it shows emit. Oh, Cheyenne, thank you for the rose. I didn't see just now. Okay, thank you for the gift. So give out would mean to distribute. Okay, giving out the worksheets, giving out the flyers, right? Sometimes your teachers in school would say, help me give out the worksheets to the rest of the class. So this is how it works. How about give off vibes? Yes, the dice. So give off vibes actually comes from the word emitting, right? This person gives off good vibes. So you can see their aura right around them, something like that, right? So that's why people would use give off for vibes as well, because it's something you cannot really see, right? You can more of sense it with your senses. So that's how they use it. Okay, so for those of you who are new here, right, this is our 1200 grammar and vocabulary ebook. Okay, you can find it here at our main TikTok page. Just click on the link in bio and scroll down to our ebook store. Okay, it's loading. Okay, you can scroll down to our ebook store here, and afterwards you'll be directed to our web store and you can look at our latest releases. So we are doing this ebook for this live session today, right? I hope you enjoy the live session and learn something new. So yes, that will be all, and feel free to join Teacher Mitsuko's live session later on at 5:30 p.m. Okay, bye bye everyone. Yes, it's ending. This is the end. Okay guys, I will still be live tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow you can still join our live session. I will be live at 12 p.m. as well as 2:30 p.m. as well. Okay, thank you Cheyenne and thank you Dice. Tomorrow is 12 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eternal Sunshine, yes. Today join a little late. 12 p.m. in school, I see. 2:30 then, 2:30. But there will still be more live sessions by Teacher Mitsuko later on. So you can still do more. You can still join us later on to watch the live. Okay? No. Why no? Oh my god, guys, you are so sweet. Okay, I'll see you all soon. So bye bye everyone and all the best for school and all your exams that are coming up as well. Okay, see you. Bye. Bye bye Cheyenne. Thank you for joining the live. Bye Eternal Dreams. Thank you for joining even though it's a little late. Oh, your exam is next week. Wow. All the best.